I'm gonna react to this. The wife of that guy who got caught cheating on at the Coldplay concert is trending all over. I just heard about it, but I want to see what his wife had to say. Let me see.
Oh, look at these two. All right, come on, Andy Byron just became the most sympathetic woman on the internet after her husband's affair was exposed at a Coldplay concert. And the evidence that just surfaced will absolutely destroy you. Megan Kerrigan Byron went from being a CEO's devoted wife to the victim of the most public cheating scandal ever. And what she's doing now will make you want to give her the biggest hug. Picture this, you're at home while your husband is supposedly at a business event, when suddenly the entire internet is watching him get cozy with his employee on a kiss cam. That's exactly what happened to Megan when Andy Byron and HR Director Kristen Cavett got caught at the Coldplay concert. And Chris Martin's joke about them having an affair. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on, roofing. Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or it's very shy. Just made everything 10 times worse. When that camera zoomed in on Andy and Kristen, their reaction said, everything. Andy immediately ducked behind the barrier like he was trying to hide from his wife, while Kristen covered her face in pure panic. Chris Martin even joked, either they're having an affair or they're very shy. And honey,
And you know that they were very guilty because you could have. I was talking about this with a friend the other day. Like you could have just. You could have just not even done anything, and nobody would have ever known that you were on the kiss cam at this concert. Ducking all down.
we all know which one it was. Megan Kerrigan Byron isn't just any CEO's wife. She's a devoted mother who has been supporting Andy's career for years. While he was building his billion-dollar tech company Astronomer, Megan was at home raising their two beautiful children, posting proud messages about her husband's success, completely unaware that he was betraying her trust. The most devastating part? Megan's social media was filled with happy
And the most devastating part is really what the girl on the kiss cam looked like. Like his wife looks so much better than the girl that he's cheating with. That's craziness. Somebody from
family
HR.
photos, graduation pictures with their kids, proud wife moments, celebrating Andy's business achievements. She was living her best life as a supportive wife while Andy was getting close to Kristen Cavett, who joined the company in November 2024. Online sleuths went to work after the Coldplay incident and discovered that both Andy and Kristen are married with kids. The LinkedIn profiles, the family photos, the timeline, everything pointed to a workplace affair that had been going on right under everyone's noses. One Twitter user with 240,000 views said, they messed up, serves them right. After the scandal broke, something incredible happened. Thousands of strangers started flooding Megan's Facebook with messages of support. People were writing, you don't deserve this. Feel sorry for his wife, Megan Kerrigan Byron and Kim Kedden. I hope Andy's wife takes everything. The internet officially chose Team Megan. Here's where it gets satisfying. Eagle-eyed social media users noticed that Megan appears to have dropped Byron from her last name on social media platforms. She's going back to just Kerrigan Byron.
But what? Kerrigan Byron. She dropped her first name from social media? That's strange, but
or even just Kerrigan. And honestly, we are here for this power move. She's literally erasing him from her identity. The internet absolutely destroyed Andy and Kristen after their pathetic hiding attempt. One comment said, you can add cheating at a Coldplay concert to your resume, while another roasted Andy, saying at least he had the brains to disable all comments on his posts. He's a loser and you're a gold digger. Let's talk about the irony here. Kristen Cavett is literally the chief people officer, the person responsible for workplace culture and employee trust at Astronomer.
That's a shame.
She's supposed to prevent exactly this kind of inappropriate workplace relationship, but instead, she's the one having an affair with the CEO. The hypocrisy is unreal. The most heartbreaking part of this entire mess, Andy and Megan's children, who now have to deal with their father's affair being broadcast to millions of people. These kids went to school after this scandal broke, and you know their classmates had already seen the viral videos. The family destruction Andy caused is unforgivable. While Andy was making pathetic excuses and Kristen was hiding from the internet, Megan handled this situation with incredible dignity. She quietly removed herself from social media, changed her name, and focused on protecting her children from the chaos. This woman is showing us what real strength looks like.
So then where did she
What
break
do
the
you think
silence,
about
though?
Megan's situation? Should she take Andy for everything he's worth in the divorce? Drop your support.
I mean, he didn't break the silence on that. But yeah, I'm like the comments. His wife is far more beautiful than the woman that he's at this concert with. But we know how that goes. I guess maybe they are just kind of get into the thick of things in your marriage, and it's just you forget everything. You forget how to have fun, I guess. But that's crazy. That's so embarrassing. Let me just react to some more things. I was thinking about doing some reactions, and I'm just trying it out live. But I don't have the whole picture-in-picture thing. But if you want to listen with me, you can listen. But I'm in Jacksonville. Like, did you guys hear? I wanted to see that police body cam from the boy that was brutalized by the police down here. I think his name is what's his name? Let me see. I can't remember his name. Okay, yeah. His name is yeah, because I wanted to see what this cop was saying. I don't know if y'all saw. The boy's name is like, yeah, William McNeil Jr. And the press conference, like from JSO, the sheriff is completely dissolving these cops of any responsibility. It's pretty disgusting. Hold on. So in the video, you can clearly see.
And that breaking news tonight, Jacksonville Sheriff T.K. Waters, in about 1 minute, is scheduled to address.
You can clearly see them
released over the weekend,
brutalizing this boy. I mean, just immediately, I guess they're trying to make the case that he didn't comply by getting out of the car when he was told to get out of the car. But he did ask to speak to a supervisor. And because he didn't comply and get out of the car when he was told to get out of the car, they burst his window out, which, okay. Immediately after bursting his window out, if you haven't seen this video, the cop sucker punched him, unbuckles his seatbelt, which they charged him with not even having on a seatbelt, but unbuckles his seatbelt, drags him out the car. 4 more cops proceed to batter and beat and stomp him into the ground, including a big black cop. And then the sheriff comes on and defends it all, even though it was written up as a nonviolent arrest in which they exuded all the violence that they could muster up. They just got as violent as they could be. But somehow it was a resisting arrest, non-violent, but 4 cops got real violent, and the sheriff is pretty much defending it. But I'm gonna watch the entire press conference because I only saw a little bit of it.
Joining us, I'm Jeannie Blaylock.
And I'm Jessica Clark. A man identified as 22-year-old William McNeil Jr. pulled over in February An officer seen breaking the driver's side window and punching him in the face.
All right, go for it. Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle. Show me your hand. Here.
Punch him in the face.
Come here. What is your reason, sir?
Now keep in mind, the whole time they didn't know that the camera was rolling because he was taping on his phone. They had no idea. So they were just being as bold and rogue as they wanted to
What is
be.
your reason? Step out now. All right.
A police report obtained by First Coast News says this traffic stop started after an officer spotted the car driving without headlights during, quote, inclement weather. The incident taking place on February 19th to be exact, but this video was just posted this past weekend. The police report says the driver was, quote, verbally combative during the traffic stop. Now, McNeil's attorney, Ben Crump, released a statement regarding the incident saying, quote, what happened to McNeil is a disturbing reminder that even the most basic rights, like asking why you've been pulled over, can be met with violence for Black Americans. William was calm and compliant. Yet instead of answers, he got his window smashed and was punched in the face, end quote. Okay, and so we are getting a delay on the press conference right now. We were expecting it to start right now at 5 o'clock. And so because of that, we are going to wait for that to take place. And we're going to go to the weather now with Lee. Lee,
Let me fast forward
we
through
are
this.
watching those.
It's definitely not live right now.
In regards to that viral arrest video that we've been showing you, and let's listen in right now.
TK Waters, this is Director Ed Cayenne from our Director of Homeland Security and Investigations. Our integrity unit also falls underneath him. That's
I
why
wish
he's
I
here
could see
morning,
this.
evening. Today, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office is releasing information regarding the circumstances of William Anthony McNeil Jr.'s arrest on February 19th of 2025. Yesterday, while I was in church, JSO became aware that cell phone camera footage purportedly of this arrest was circulating on social media.
While he was
At
in
my
church.
direction, the agency immediately began both a criminal and administrative review of the officer's actions. These administrative reviews are ongoing, but the state attorney's office has determined that none of the involved officers violated criminal law. Even though the administrative review has yet to be completed, we are releasing the body-worn camera footage today because Officer Bowers has consented to its release and waived his officer's bill of rights pertaining to the discrete piece of evidence. Because the administrative review is pending, the officer's bill of rights prevents me from releasing any additional information beyond these videos, as it is confidential under Florida Statute 112.532. As JSO's leader, I have vowed to be open and transparent with the public that we serve. Whether the information shared reflects well in this agency or not, I have always done my very best to tell the public exactly what's going on within the agency. When there are allegations of officer misconduct, our agency thoroughly investigates those allegations. When allegations of officer misconduct are sustained, we hold officers accountable, as I've done many times in the past. In this case, the cell phone camera footage that began viral circulation over the weekend does not comprehensively capture the circumstances surrounding this incident, and that is to be expected. Part of that stems from the distance and perspective of the recording cell phone camera. Another part
I can't even hardly watch this, to be honest. Like, I saw some of it, but I can't with him making these excuses for these officers. It just, I can't.
Why did Amazon send me $20,000?
I mean, he
Because
is literally
I use
saying
Amazon
that
AI. I'm going to show you a way to
within
potentially
their
make
rights
money.
to brutalize this
We're
person.
joined by Sheriff TK Waters. Sheriff, we appreciate you being here this
No,
morning.
thanks for having me. I appreciate it myself.
We're also taking your calls and questions. You can join the conversation at 904-549-2937. You can email firstcoastconnect@wjct.org, or you can reach out on social media. So tell me, Sheriff, if you would, just kind of your first visceral reaction when you saw this video.
Well, naturally, when you see something, you say, okay, well, let me find out what went on. I've been around long enough to know not to have a reaction one way or another. When you see something, I think the most important thing for me to do is get to the bottom of what happened and why it happened.
And getting to the bottom of this proved to be a little bit of a scramble at first. I think you said yesterday you were at church on Sunday.
I was at church and I got a text message from the undersheriff, and I saw it then, and immediately I said, let's get the
Hey, guys.
together and let's start looking into it and find out what happened.
And
As
so-
quickly as possible.
Sure,
Thank
and so
you.
one of the questions that a lot of people have been asking.
I wish I was just doing some reactions. I wish I could show y'all what I'm looking at. I'm
Saying,
looking at
why
this
didn't the
video
sheriff
of
begin this
the
investigation?
Jacksonville sheriff pretty much defending these cops that brutalized that boy down here.
Back when this happened in February, and you did offer an explanation of that last night, but I think it's worth repeating.
Well, you never told us about it. And this is the big thing. When I'm in the barber shop and I'm talking to people, when we have
I am
conversations,
working on my internet.
please
It's
have to
going
tell
so
us
slow.
if something happens that you feel it
Am I real? Yeah, I'm real. Well, like AI,
is
probably
unfair,
just my light.
whether you feel whether it's biased or not, tell us. Let us look into it. Let us start an investigation. And it's big for us to have body cams to help us, you know, at least try to decipher
My
what
internet
went
is
on
so slow.
during the contact. But we were never given that luxury. But also, and I think it's important to mention that we've in place. I never wanted to be surprised about something that I see that comes up. So throughout the process, I sat down with our staff and I said, let's put a policy in place to make sure that the first line supervision looks at body cam videos.
The thing
of
about it is,
individuals
I saw the body
when,
cam. I saw the body cam.
in
I saw the
responsible
police
situation.
body cam. I didn't see any other angle. They're saying the boy had a knife on the ground. He wasn't reaching for a knife.
And they did that. There was nothing that you could see on there that rose to the level of a major concern. And because you really can't see.
Oh, you got that one? I got it from Target.
I think we covered that yesterday. So that's why it didn't come to our attention any sooner. And then, of course, there was no complaint. I really wish he would have filed one so that we could have looked at it then, because I think it does a disservice.
They don't hardly
to
wish he would have filed a complaint.
what I believe is the integrity of the agency and how I like to operate openly and honestly as possible when it comes to all this information, what I can give you and what I can't give you. I like to be able to do that as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, this time I couldn't.
What are y'all doing?
So I
Y'all
think it would
working
make
from
sense
home
at this
too?
point, especially for people who are watching our live stream. I want to take a look at a couple of angles of this incident. The
My
first one
internet
being
keeps
the
dropping.
initial stop by the officer. This is the police body-worn camera version.
Is there a reason why you're popping the door open like that? I don't have a window that works. Is there a reason that you're pulling me over? Yeah, absolutely there's a reason why I'm pulling you over. For one thing, inclement weather, you don't have your
No,
lights
they
on.
pulled him
Two,
over
you're
for
wearing
no
a
lights.
seatbelt.
It's not even.
It's not weather. It's not raining. Oh, this is inclement? It's not raining. Okay, I'm not arguing with you. I'm telling you why I'm pulling you over. Give me your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance. No, call your supervisor. Why? Excuse me? Call your supervisor. Why did you pull me over? I've already told you. Why did you pull me over?
They pulled him over for driving in inclement weather, but it's not raining. No fog.
Okay, so for folks who are watching, or who are not able to watch, that was the police body-worn camera of the initial traffic stop. And it shows William McNeil, who is the driver, basically refusing to comply with an officer's request and pulling his door shut and locking it. So there was a kind of an exchange that went on for some period back and forth. But the next video we're going to watch is of the inside of the vehicle. This was taken by the motorist himself on a dash cam or cell phone camera propped up. And we're going to take a look at what happened when the officer eventually responded and broke the window.
When you pull me over, there's no required to have headlights on.
Can you pull that long up?
Huh?
Can you pull that long
Yeah,
up?
when you step out of the car, I will.
Can you pull it? Can you?
Oh, is that where it is from? It's from
Can you call the
Scotland.
supervisor?
All right, get up for it.
It is beautiful.
Exit the vehicle now! Exit the vehicle! Show me your hand. Here. Come here. What is your reason, sir? Step out. What is your reason? Step out now. All right. Oh, no, 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 no.
All right, so that's the takedown, and, you know, we know that he reported an injury to his mouth. He said that his tooth was chipped and that his tooth kind of went through his lip, and so he was treated for that. This second
You
angle
too. You have a
shows
blessed day
that
as
what
well.
people have found,
You went to Scotland
objectionable
last week.
is the strike that the
What's
officer
the weather
does
over
of his
there?
face. He punches through the glass, he
I
breaks through the
cannot
glass, and he
believe
kind of
it.
punches through and hits Mr. McNeil in the face. Is I think that the question that I have about that is the fact that that strike isn't mentioned in the police report. It isn't mentioned in the response to resistance report, and it isn't mentioned in any of the supplementals or the supplemental that was released to that report. And so, can you explain why that would be that initial strike would not be
It was
reported?
very,
So,
very
well,
high.
I'll tell you this, and when we talk about this case, like yesterday, there's a criminal aspect of the case, and that's where we start. Where there's an officer-involved shooting, a use of force case, we start at the very top. We look for criminal violations of Florida law. And then we go through the administrative process. So he's going to have to answer those questions through the administrative process, which is difficult for me to talk about because I can't discuss. And I know people get frustrated.
Thank you. I'm gonna hop off live right
Discussing
now and give me
administrative
some
business.
lunch, guys. See ya.